I'm experiencing intense contractions. I know I've learned about them in prenatal classes, but they are so painful. I think I'm going to need to be hospitalized soon.
Oh my god. Does that mean you're getting to deliver our baby today?
I think so. When can you come to the hospital? You need to get here as fast as you can.
I've got some stuff going on right now, so I can't come immediately.
What? I thought we agreed that you were going to be by my side when I gave birth to our child.
I know that, but I don't think I can make it in time, so you're going to have to go through this process alone.
Seriously? Why are you doing this to me? I'm still in a lot of agony. I'm having our first baby, and I'm feeling very nervous and scared, so I want you to come and support me. What are you doing right now that is more important than being with me? I mean, where are you? I thought you were at home waiting for my call.
Well, I'm at my parents' house right now, but I'm very busy.
What? Why are you there? Your wife is in the middle of labor right now. Are you telling me that there are other things that you think are more urgent? Or more important than this?
Listen, I didn't tell you because I knew you would get furious if I did. But I'm thinking of having my parents move in with us, so I'm helping them to pack and prepare right now.
I beg your pardon? What kind of nonsense is this? I'm seriously starting to feel like I can't cope with this anymore.
That's why I told you that you'd get angry if I tell you the truth. So I was thinking of moving them in when you are in the hospital for labor. If you're not physically here with me, I don't have to worry about you interfering or complaining. Once my parents start living with us, you won't kick them out, will you?
Are you serious? I can't believe you're talking about that matter to me right now. Who's about to have a baby here?
The house we have now is spacious enough. My parents can live together with us comfortably. By doing that, we don't have to visit them every weekend or during the holidays. We can save time and money.
I told you, I'm going back to my parents' house after the baby is born.
With my mom, you'll be fine. She'll take good care of you. I want you to go back to work as soon as possible after the baby is born.
I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm doing my best to endure it. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not going back to work right after the baby is born. I mean, there's no way I can do that. I need some time to recover and bond with the baby.
No, you have to do it because I'm unemployed right now. You're a nurse anyway. You have a stable and well-paid job. My parents said it's better for the baby if you work and I stay at home.
Then why don't you go to work? That's the first thing you should do. What's wrong with you and your parents?
Jeez, don't get upset. Isn't it bad enough? You're going to be a mom. That's not good for the baby's health or development.
Shut up! I'm in too much pain to listen to your nonsense. You quit your job without telling me and became unemployed. You will become a father soon. Don't you have the courage or responsibility to be the breadwinner of the family?
I'm just doing easy chores at work. That job wasn't for me. I deserve better. Mom said that if you got married, you're supposed to raise your kids at home and take care of the household.
We're not living in the 18th century, Johan. We're living in the 21st century. Anyway, are you sure you don't want to come here and be with me?
I told you I can't. I need to rent a car and help my parents with the move. They are too old to carry heavy things on their own. That's why they're counting on me to help them.
I'm counting on you too. I'm going to have a baby now. Your baby. Think about your priorities. Moving in your parents shouldn't be the first priority, should it? Come here and be with me.
I can't. I just got the rental arranged. I've called my mom and dad too. They're waiting for me.
I'm really in a lot of pain and I'm so anxious. I don't know what to do.
You're a strong woman. You'll be fine. Besides, the baby will be born even though I'm not there with you, right? It's not like I'm the one who will give birth. You can do it on your own.
Did you understand what I've been telling you? I'm saying I want you to stay with me and support me. Why don't you understand that?
Don't be selfish. I'm doing this for you. Mama says you can't handle it alone. You don't need me.
Your mother isn't the one who's going to push a baby from her body. Are you going to listen to your mother more than me? Who is the one who is suffering from labor pains right now?
My mother has experienced this before. She's the one who gave birth to me and raised me. She said that you can handle it on your own, so don't stress yourself out. And you can count on me to be there for you after the baby is born.
It's impossible. I can't do this without you.
Well, I know you're not happy about everything that's happening right now, but after my parents move in with us, you'll be happy too.
I won't. I can't live together with your mother. She doesn't have any common sense or respect for me.
Don't speak badly of my mother. She's just concerned about us and our future.
I'm not going to let you do this to me. Don't make me more nervous than I already am. I can't take it anymore. I need you here with me.
Well, good luck then. I'm going to go do some hard work by helping my parents with their move. Hey, isn't the baby born by now? I'm almost finished with the move.
The baby was born just a few minutes ago.
Oh, really? Just a few minutes ago? Isn't that a bit late?
I tried to get you on the phone, but you didn't answer. What's the big deal?
Oh, I just saw the missed call. What could I do? I was driving and moving stuff around. To be honest, you sounded angry, and I didn't want to bother you.
Do you think I'd call you just to nag you about that when I was in such a situation?
I thought so.
I was in agony for 21 hours and had an emergency C-section.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Was it a complicated delivery? That must have been hard.
What? You were talking as if you didn't care about anything at all. I was told to call you to sign for the C-section.
What? The hospital needs my signature for that?
You didn't answer the call from the hospital either.
So that was the hospital's phone number. I was scared of unknown numbers, so I just ignored it. If you were going to call me from the hospital, you should have told me so from the start.
I told you to pick up the phone in case they call you in an emergency, didn't I?
Really? I completely forgot about that. I'm sorry, but the baby was born, right?
My mother was so worried. She stayed with me when I called her and told her you weren't coming. She rushed over.
What? Your mother? That's not good. Don't tell my mother, okay?
What do you mean?
She says since you're married to me, my parents come first. And she also said you had to have a C-section because you're not good at giving birth. If you care about your child, you should have a natural birth, even if you have to push yourself a little harder. My mother also said that you don't know enough about being a mother.
Is that what you say to your wife who just gave birth to your child?
That's what my mother said. Well, I guess there are things you're good at and things you're not good at, so I don't mind.
Already? You're so pathetic, I can't even cry over it.
What are you talking about?
Don't you want to see pictures of your baby?
Yeah, of course, I want to see the picture. But all babies look the same, right? They look like monkeys and they're not even that adorable.
Why do you say such awful things? It's your own child.
I know, but unlike women, I wasn't pregnant, so I don't really feel a connection.
I can't believe it. I've been suffering physically and emotionally.
You did a great job. Anyway, my parents have moved in. Mom's all excited to take care of the baby. When you get back, leave the baby with Mom and go to work right away.
I told you that I'm going back to my parents' house, didn't I? Besides, I don't want to live with your parents.
Thinking about the family finances, wouldn't it be better if you go back to work right away?
I'll raise the baby by myself. I won't depend on your parents at all.
Don't worry about it. Worst case scenario, even if the baby misses her mother's milk, My mother said that she'll distract her with her own.
What? Her own? Don't ever say that again. Even if it's a lie. That's disgusting.
Hey, you don't have to say that much. My parents have come all this way for you. How can you be so rude towards them, especially my mother?
Anyway, I'm tired. I need to rest. Please don't stress me out.
Geez, is this the postpartum hysteria people are talking about? I bet the baby will be disappointed to have such an ogre for a mom.
I beg your pardon? This is unbelievable.
Anyway, tell me when you're getting out of the hospital, okay? I'll come to pick you up.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. Don't call me.
I understand about your circumstances, but you're not allowed to go back to your parents' house. I'll prepare everything for you. So you must come back home. Hey, you're getting out of the hospital today, right? Come on, give me an answer. I'm going to pick you up and take you home. You should be in a better mood by now. Mom's worried about you too. You're out late. Is something wrong?
What do you mean? I've already been discharged from the hospital.
No way. I didn't know about that.
That's because I didn't tell you.
I'm also being refused for a hospital visit. The nurse said you're being discharged today.
I told them that I was leaving the hospital today. I'm so glad you did what I asked you to do.
Why? Mom and Dad were angry at me for not letting them see you. And now you're lying to me? That's just too bad.
You guys were the ones who made me suffer from postpartum depression.
What? I told you that you'll have full support. Where are you now? You're not at home, are you?
I'm at my parents' house. I've got all the baby stuff ready and pre-arranged. I don't know what kind of support you have over there, but I'm definitely more comfortable at my parents' house.
I told you not to go back to your parents' house. My parents come first.
I can't go back to live with a husband who neglects his wife during childbirth.
Are you still holding a grudge about that? Because if I don't do this, my parents won't move in with me.
Living together with your parents is out of the question.
See, I want to be a good son to my parents. I got married and we live in a big house, so I want to invite my parents to live with us. Besides, my mom said she'd watch the baby for me. You're going to ignore that favor?
The only reason your mother offers to watch the baby is because you want me to go back to work immediately, right? It's not a favor. You're just doing it because it's more convenient for you. You don't care about my feelings at all.
I'm sure that you will be happy with the results if you live here.
Do you really think I can get along with your mother?
You should be thinking about how I feel too. You're being too uptight just because I'm unemployed right now.
You're the worst kind of scum. You're unemployed and you don't care about the baby at all.
What a thing to say. You've gone too far with your words.
It's true, isn't it? When I was pregnant, I was lying down because I was having morning sickness. And you told me to make dinner.
There it is. You know what people say. A woman can't forgive anything bad that happened to her when she was pregnant forever. I'm sorry about that. But you weren't sick. You've been laying around all the time, so it's no big deal to stand up for a minute and make me dinner.
Huh? Have you ever done any research on pregnancy? Did you care? I bet you didn't. You didn't think about me and the baby. You only care about yourself.
I mean, it's not like I'm pregnant. I don't think I need to conduct any research about pregnancy. In the end, the baby was born safely.
I was carrying your child, and you cared about nothing, scumbag. I was about to have a baby, and you just quit your job without a second thought.
Not that again. I told you I'd get a job eventually.
I don't think so. I know that you're just going to make me work right away as soon as I get back.
You are a nurse, right? You make good money. It's hard for me to get a job right away in this economy. It'll take time to find a job that suits my skills and interests.
See? You're only looking out for yourself. You don't think about what's best for your child and wife. What's the right job for you, anyway? I don't think there's a job in the world today that a gutless person like you can do.
What is this? A sermon? Why don't you just come home and stop being so stubborn?
I'm not going home. I won't ever see you again.
What are you talking about? Mom's angry. If you don't come back, I'll give you a sermon.
Don't you understand? I'm asking for a divorce.
Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. You just had a baby, didn't you?
Right after I mentioned the word divorce, you finally started talking about the baby. In the end, that's just because you don't want to get divorced. You're so selfish.
That's not what this is about.
Anyway, I'm getting a divorce. I've already made up my mind.
I don't want to.
You may not like it, but I want a divorce. I'm going to get a lawyer and take you to court or whatever it takes.
Hey, you don't have to go that far.
Also, I'm going to ask you to move out of the house you're living in.
Huh? My parents just moved in. I've put my parents' house on the market, so it's impossible to go back there. What do you think you are suddenly asking me to leave?
You don't think you own that house, do you?
We started living here after we got married, and it belongs to us as a couple.
Are you stupid? Of course not. That is the land and house in my name that I inherited from my grandfather.
But we lived here after we got married. So it's mine too, right?
That can't be true. You have no right to own it.
So I told my parents it's my house. I'm speaking about the truth anyway.
What did you say? How can it be your house if you don't have a job? I want to be honest, so I won't lie about my house being someone else's house, no matter what anyone says. That house is mine. I'll ask anyone who has nothing to do with it to leave.
You just want to look good in front of your parents.
I don't care about that.
Anyway, I'm not leaving and I'm not getting a divorce. My parents are mad at you. So if you apologize now, they'll let bygones be bygones.
I'm not going to apologize. And you don't have to let bygones be bygones.
You have become crazy after you had the baby. I can't believe you're torturing me like this.
I have something to protect now. I know exactly what's holding me back.
You're not talking about me, are you? I'm your husband. I'm the most important man in the family. And you're saying I'm in the way?
I'm glad you're aware of that. Anyway, I'm busy after the baby is born, and I'll divorce you even if I have to use a lawyer.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, how are you doing?
You're not paying for the child support. When are you going to pay it?
We've been talking to you about that too.
How can you contact me when you haven't paid even once? You should have put your thick skin and guts to find a job instead of being a bum.
I want to pay for that. But you divorced me and kicked me out of the house. I sold my parents' house. So we're living in a cheap apartment complex now.
So what? That's all your fault.
I've started working too. It's not the right job for me, but I'm trying to make ends meet. I can't afford to pay for the child support. You wouldn't let me see my child unless I paid child support, right?
Yeah, I can't let you see your kid when you can't even fulfill your minimum responsibilities as a father.
I mean, the child will never know what her father looks like. You know, that's why I think the happiest thing for us is to start over again.
Are you insane?
I'm sorry if you're mad at me for not being there during the childbirth. I was an idiot. They say women will never forget about the bad things that happened to them when they were giving birth.
You really are an idiot. You definitely don't know what's wrong with you.
I know, you wanted me to sign the consent form, right? You were sad that it had to be your mother, weren't you? A C-section? That's a big deal. So you wanted your husband to make the decision?
If you really believe that, it's amazing. On the contrary.
I'm correct, am I? You want me, your husband, to be responsible for it.
How is it possible that everything is so far off the mark?
Huh? Am I wrong? Oh, about my parents moving in together? I think moving in without permission was too much.
I feel like nothing I say now will make any sense to you. Seems like we're living in a different world.
Actually, my mom wants to see her grandkid every day. Anyway, our child is blood related, so let's not be so stubborn anymore.
I'm allowing her to see our child once a month if you pay for the child support.
I told you that's difficult. Don't you feel sorry for me at all? Don't you understand how much we miss the child?
I don't care what someone who can't even pay child support feels like.
If we start over, everything's going to be okay.
Everything? I don't think so. That's just you guys, right? Just my abusive ex-mother-in-law and my inconsiderate ex-husband, who never had a shred of compassion for me, would be happy.
No, you got it all wrong. I'm just saying that I feel like the child would be better off with both parents together.
The child? Huh? Have you ever asked for a picture of our child? Not even once, right?
It's because I want to see our child in person.
You just want my income and the house. You just use the child as an excuse to do that.
That's not true. It doesn't look like the house is for sale. Don't you think we should go on and live together again?
All of us? What do you mean by that? You're not including your parents again, are you?
Well, they don't have a place to live either. They want to take care of their grandchild.
If you sold your parents' house, you must have a lot of money.
That's the retirement fund. They can't touch it.
How selfish can you people be? Are you telling me that I'm supposed to support you and your parents want the money they can spend to play around?
I didn't say that. Dad's retired. It's only natural that they want to have some money for retirement.
They just want to spend the money I make and live in my house after retirement. And you want to live as a pimp too, right?
I'm not a pimp. I'm working right now.
Are you still working as a full-time employee?
I'm still working part-time, but I'm working 3 times a week. If I work diligently, I might be able to become a full-time employee in the near future.
3 times a week. You're not a college student. If you don't work every day, you can't say you're making a living with your job.
But you're not working right now either, are you?
I'm on maternity leave. It's a different case.
It's more efficient for those who can make more money to work. I'll take care of the child. I'm not going to be able to work full-time 5 days a week.
I can't expect anyone who didn't try to find out anything about pregnancy and childbirth to raise a child. And I'm not going to start over. And I can't entrust my precious child to someone who only talks about children when making excuses to get what he wants.
If you keep talking like that, I won't even pay child support.
Can you at least pay me once and then tell me that?
Okay, I admit, I was wrong. Please, just give me one more chance.
I've already given you plenty of chances. I thought things would change once we had a baby, but it turned out to be the opposite.
If you don't put it into words, I won't know.
What do you want me to say now? It's just that I've been accumulating so much resentment and frustration that I've decided I can't do it anymore. You and your mother were both such lousy, selfish people.
You're just going to leave me? You have some good memories?
I can only come up with more bad memories than good ones.
We loved each other once, didn't we?
I feel like such a fool for having loved you back then. But the only thing that saved me was the birth of this baby. Anyway, I don't have a shred of love left for you.
How could you be so cold to me?
I could file for wage garnishment if I wanted to.
Please, don't do that.
If you don't like it, don't contact me anymore. get a more serious job, and pay your child support exactly as you owe it. I'm going to sell that house, and I'm going to start a new life somewhere else.
You won't even give me an address?
Of course not. As long as you don't pay child support, I'll ignore your calls. Goodbye. I don't know if we'll ever meet again, but take care.
Please, don't leave me.
In the end, I never received any child support payment from my ex-husband, who was too busy looking for a new wife who could support him financially. Johan has asked his relatives to introduce him to several women, hoping to find someone who would put up with his selfishness and laziness. I heard that even his friends are now distancing themselves from him, as they are tired of his lies and excuses. I have returned to work in an environment where my parents support me emotionally and practically. I'm now living happily with my child as a single mother, enjoying every moment of our precious bond.